Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Adam, and thanks for tuning in today. So we have an update on GNUS Brands International, and they just announced that they launched their new free cartoon channel app on the iOS platform. They say here, announced today its first iOS launch with the debut of an all-new dedicated cartoon channel app available free on the Apple iOS. Okay, and so the CEO goes on to say, "We are thrilled that the viewing audience has discovered Cartoon Channel so quickly. The multitude of parents downloading our app for their kids has skyrocketed in the first 24 hours, with the app reaching in the top 10 for kids and climbing while receiving thousands of five-star ratings. Cartoon Channel is already significantly ahead of our plan." Okay, so first of all, I found some things wrong with this statement here. So I don't know how they received or where they got this information from while receiving thousands of five-star ratings. As of this morning, I came and I looked if that was true, at least on the iOS app. And I mean, right now there are 343 ratings. And I mean, this piece was written on July 27th, right? So I don't know how they got to thousands of five-star ratings. Again, this is just on the iOS app, so I don't know. Maybe they're calling it from all apps. All apps, it's like a cumulative thousands of five-star ratings. But again, that's just what I found on the iOS app. But again, this is still sort of misinformation. Um, and again, I haven't seen that in the top 10 for kids as well. I didn't take a screenshot of that, but if you search up kids and you go scroll down, it's definitely not in the top 10. Um, and so here they go on to compare that, okay, there are great platforms available today for kids, such as Netflix and Disney Plus. However, they are paid platforms. And so the first thing that distinguishes Cartoon Channel from Netflix and Disney Plus is that it's free, um, which is, again, an amazing thing, and I think that's incredible. And then they go on to say that second, and also important, that the Cartoon Channel offers curated content, so it's value driven and it's enriching and not just what they say as empty viewing calories. Okay, so again, that is again a huge news and great platform, and they have a very good vision, and it's very exciting news. But then you'd think that maybe it was reflected in the stock price, but just this past week the stock has trended downwards by 11%, right? And just in the past month, up from the hype here where it soared by 55% due to new partnership with Arnold, I believe. Again, down by close to 30%. Okay. And I mean, it's significantly higher from where it was a couple months ago when it was trading at like $30, 30 cents a share. Still up 500% from there, which is still insane. Um, but you think, okay, why isn't Genius Brands International going up after this huge news? Well, one thing is because of share dilution. So recently they announced that primary purpose of this meeting on August 27th, that's coming up, is to amend our article to increase the amount of shares from 233 million to 400 million shares. Okay, so increasing the amount of shares raises capital for the company, for Genius Brands in this case, but it dilutes shareholder value. So if you double the amount of shares, that basically cuts your shareholder value in half, right? Because it takes more buying pressure to basically increase the share price by the same amount, right? And Genius Brands and other brands, even so, they compare it to like the Walt Disney's company playbook. They also increased the amount of shares when they were starting up. But of course, that was a good thing for them because look at the Walt Disney Company right now, and so they argue that this is a good thing for Genius Brands International as well. And okay, this is true. And also, if we look at the amount of shares outstanding they've had initially, so from 2016 they had 4 million shares, all the way to May 2020 they had like 50 million shares, and then right now they're all the way up to 217 million shares, and they want to go to 433 million shares. So that's going to significantly dilute shareholder value. And again, this could be a good thing in the long term. It's just right now they're producing almost zero revenue, as we'll see right here. So quarterly, they've been losing money. In the first quarter of 2020, they lost 5.84 million against a revenue of a third of a million. Okay, so significant loss, right? that they posted in the first quarter of 2020, and annually they're not doing better. So since 2016 they lost $6 million, and then fast forward 2018 they lost $9 million, and 2019 they lost $11.5 million. Okay, so I think that's pretty huge. And if we look at just a few more stats, you can see that the amount of shares shorted rose from 14 million all the way to 18 million. So prior to June 15th, there were 14 million shares shorted, and then share short as of July 15th is 18 million. I mean, this also, but it's only like a short percentage of shares is only 8%. So its short ratio is 0.27. So I mean, as they're increasing the shares, you'd expect that also the amount of shares to be shorted increases as well. But again, just something interesting to look at. And again, so this is a company that's not making any money, has a bright future here, and they really hype it up. But again, like when you see facts like these, you have to sort of look into the claim itself and see for yourself. I haven't looked at the actual iOS app and what it is and like the channels that they have. I know that they have like a Warren Buffett Millionaires Club, and that may be popular, and then they may make some revenue also from, for example, the clothing and socks or hats that they're selling based from these fictional characters. But again, I would honestly like to see some growth and some solid revenue coming in before I buy any shares of Genius stock. And I just think like, right now is not the time to buy, especially since, there's so much hype about it and it rose all the way, I believe, to over like $11, and now it's coming back down again. But this is just, a company that had shares worth like 23 cents a couple months ago, right? Like in April. So these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think of Genius Brands International. And if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And if you subscribe, you can turn on the notifications to see whenever I have a new video. Okay. And so thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.